Hello everyone and welcome to this session. Now before I begin, I would like to first and foremost welcome you to this CAT program. Now that you have taken a decision of joining TIME, I would like to stress that follow all the inputs that our entire team has to offer in this program and utilize the resources that TIME provides in this program effectively. When you do that, I'm 100% confident you will realize your goal of making it to a premier business school of India. Now, what is the agenda of this session? What exactly I'm going to talk about? Let's quickly have a look at that. See, you are embarking on a long journey. So in this journey, you have to stay motivated. You have to work very hard towards your preparation for all these entrance exams. There are people who prepare hard for a few days and then they lose their motivation. You should not be one of those students. Now, in order to help you stay motivated, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start by emphasizing the advantages of doing MBA program from premier business schools of India. Once I do that, hopefully, at any given point of time, if you feel a little demotivated, you will be able to recollect the discussion that I had in this session at the beginning, so that you will be able to recollect the advantages of doing MBA if you end up in a premier business school, and thereby you will regain the motivation to work hard towards your preparation. So that's what I'm going to begin with. Once we have done that, we are going to shift our focus to different types of MBA programs. And then I'm going to talk about CAT examination, the most important exam of all, CAT. So I'm going to give you in-depth understanding about the entrance exam. I'm going to talk about the eligibility criteria of the exam. I'm going to give you in-depth idea about the pattern of the examination. I'll also talk about how exactly is this exam administered. Then I'm going to talk about IIMs, because ultimately IIMs are the most prestigious of the business schools. So you got to have an understanding about what IIMs are. Then, are IIMs the only good colleges in India? Not really. I'm going to talk about other top CAT-based business schools other than IIMs also. Then we will talk about OMETs. Now, what does OMET stands for? OMET stands for Other Management Entrance Test. So other than CAT, whatever other entrance exams we have got in India to pursue an MBA program, collectively in TIME, we address them as OMETs. And it surely makes sense not only to write CAT exam, but also to appear for OMET exams. So I'm going to talk about that. Then we are going to talk about how to prepare for these exams. I'm going to give you an idea about the resources that TIME offers in this program and how best you can utilize the resources that we have to offer. How can you extract maximum benefit from these resources is something I'm going to speak about at the end of my session. That would be a pretty important set of inputs. So do ensure that you take good notes in today's session, as well as follow my inputs religiously over the next coming few weeks or months that you are going to prepare for this exam. So let's start off, as I said earlier, by revising the advantages of doing MBA program from a premier business school. So please understand, doing an MBA alone should not be the goal, because there are hundreds and thousands of business schools in India, but not all of them will provide you good career. Not all of them will provide you good education. Not all of them will provide you with good brand value. You get those only at premier business schools of India. So when you join a premier business school, what are the advantages that you get? First and foremost, you get wide career choices to choose from. Given your interest, given your career aspiration, given your aptitude, you can decide to make a career in any domain of your choice. For example, some of you may be interested in making a career in the field of consulting. So if you want to become a consultant, it's 100% possible to do that and get employment in one of the prestigious consulting firm after you finish your MBA program from a premier business school. You can work for an organization like Boston Consulting Group or McKinsey, right? So you can definitely make a career in that domain. On the other hand, if you are somebody who wants to make a career in an investment bank, it's possible to do that with an MBA from a premier business school. You can get into an organization like Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan and have a flourishing career for yourself. Some of the students who are watching this video, you may be an engineer, you may want to get into IT sector, but in a leadership role, in a managerial role. It's possible to do that when you do MBA from a premier business school. There are so many big IT firms which come to premier colleges like IIMs and others and recruit students in good numbers. On the other hand, somebody may have an inclination to make a career in FMCG sector, fast-moving consumer goods. You may want to get into Hindustan Unilever or Procter & Gamble or ITC. It's possible to do that with an MBA from a premier college. Some of you may want to get into private banks, ICICI, HDFC, Axis Bank, etc. It's possible to do that. So, no matter what your area of interest is, no matter which domain, which industry you want to get into, it's possible to do that with an MBA program. This is a very big advantage, ladies and gentlemen, because remember, your education in an MBA program is not designed for a specific sector per se. I am talking about a regular MBA program here. I am not referring to a sectoral MBA here. So, whatever knowledge that you gather from this program, you can employ it across sectors, across industries. That's a huge advantage. The next advantage that I want to highlight is you get a fast-track career path. Your career doesn't grow at a slow pace. You won't have a snail-size speed of career growth. You will see a rapid rise in your career and you will reach extremely envious positions within hardly a matter of few years, provided you are an MBA graduate from a premier business school. Let's understand it a little bit better with the help of a graph. Imagine this is a organizational hierarchy in a multinational company. As you can see on the screen, there are 7 levels in this organization, in this multinational company. Now, if you were to search for a job in this organization, in this multinational company, after finishing your graduation, after you finish your engineering or BCom or BBA or BSc, if you were to search for a job, you will probably begin from level 1. It means you are starting off at a bottom level, entry-level job, that's what it is called. At the bottom of pyramid, that's where you are beginning. Even if you are an engineering graduate from a premier college, you will still start somewhere around level 2. But if you are from a normal, conventional college, not a premier one, probably level 1 is where you will begin. On the other hand, if you do a good job in CAT, if you do a good job in OMETS, and you end up in a premier business school of India, one of the top 50 business school of India, ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to report you will begin your career from level 4 in the same multinational company. It means you are starting from middle level management position. Now this head start that you have got, this advantage that you have got because you are beginning your career from middle level management, it's just a matter of time before you reach the top hierarchy of that organization. You become part of top level management of that multinational company. That's the reason I said, ladies and gentlemen, that MBA gives you a leap forward. MBA is a shortcut to getting enormous success in your career, provided you do MBA from a premier business school of India. The third reason for doing an MBA from a premier business school would be, today in corporate world, when it comes to career advancement, when it comes to getting promotions on a regular basis, an MBA and preferably MBA from a premier business school has become a prerequisite. Some people don't get enough promotion. Some people don't get enough growth. They feel suffocated. They feel a lot of anxiety. They feel a lot of frustration. And the reason they don't move ahead in career is because they don't have business acumen. They don't have managerial skill set. So if you are someone who is aspiring to take up a leadership mantle in future, then definitely an MBA program from a premier business school will open up a lot of opportunities for you. A lot of doors will open up for you. So that's the reason you got to target the premier business schools of India. Finally, if you are somebody who doesn't want to be a follower, somebody who wants to take up a leadership role, you want to lead a team, then ladies and gentlemen, post MBA from a premier business school, immediately you can expect a managerial role. Either you begin as a management trainee or you will directly begin as a manager. Either ways, you get that leadership mantle that you are extremely interested in. So MBA offers so many advantages. Now this is just an indicative list. Other than this, there are so many other advantages also. For instance, some of the students who are watching this class, you may be a budding entrepreneur. You may have a inclination, a desire to make a career in the field of entrepreneurship. You want to have a startup of your own. You don't want to be an employee, you want to be an employer. MBA helps you become an employer. MBA facilitates the process of you becoming an employer. Having a startup of your own is definitely be feasible. In fact, if you look at the popular startups, if you look at the ones which have become unicorn, the ones which are very successful, majority of them have been started by MBA graduates from premier business schools as such. So definitely it helps, because MBA gives you holistic understanding as to how to run a business. That's what you gain, right? So MBA definitely facilitates that aspect also. So there are many advantages of doing an MBA program. So whenever you feel demotivated, whenever you feel a little down in energy towards your preparation, please recollect the kind of discussion that we had in the last few minutes. Recollect that, and hopefully that will motivate you to work hard. That will help you to stay focused. That will help you to put in that extra effort and try and get into Premier Business School of India. That's where all these opportunities will come your way. All right, moving on. Now the question is, sir, what are the different types of MBA that I can pursue from premier colleges? See, broadly speaking, there are two types of MBA programs. We have got a regular MBA program, and then we have sectoral MBA program. Now, what's the difference? See, a regular MBA program has not been tailor-made, has not been customized for any specific industry or any specific sector. It's a program which is a very generic program that has been designed so that anybody who pursues that program will be successfully be able to work in any sector, any industry of their choice. So in the first year of the program, they'll give you an overview. They'll give you some basic subjects about every specialization. You will have few subjects of marketing, few subjects of finance, few subjects of operations management, few subjects of human resource management, etc. So at the end of the first year, you would have gained holistic understanding about business as a whole. It's only when you come to the second year, you need to go for electives. Either in terms of specialization or in terms of subjects, you will decide which subjects you want to study. If you have more inclination towards a specific specialization, you will take more subjects of those in the second year. This is what we call as regular MBA program. This is a very good option, especially for those who don't have clarity about what specialization they are interested in. For them, it's a beautiful option. Learn everything in the first year, and then you will be in a better position to decide when you come to the second year as to which specialization attracts you, which specialization is suitable for you. Then you can take a call on this. Almost all business schools in India offer regular MBA program. But some business schools, they offer sectoral program also. Now, what do we mean by sectoral program? See, sectoral program is one where the syllabus has been designed keeping in mind specific sectors. So, the people who pursue that program should have an inclination to make a career in that particular domain. Let's take few examples so that you can understand it better. For example, there is a college in Gujarat called MICA. MICA is in Ahmedabad. They offer a program called Postgraduate Diploma in Communications Management. Now, this program of MICA has been designed keeping in mind creative industries, creative fields. So, if somebody wants to make a career in marketing or advertising or media and communications or PR agencies, if you have got that kind of bent of mind, then postgraduate diploma in communications management of MICA Ahmedabad is surely advisable for you. Similarly, one more example. Again in Gujarat, in Anand, there is a college called IRMA, Institute of Rural Management. They offer postgraduate diploma in rural management. So if you have an inclination, if you have a desire to make a career in those sectors, those industries, those companies which essentially depend on rural India, then it's a very good option for you. Similarly, IIM Bangalore, IIM Kashipur, right? They offer MBA in Business Analytics. Now, who should go for this sectoral program? Only those students should go for it who have a desire to make a career in the field of analytics. So, if you have that technical bent of mind, you love interpreting data, you love interpreting information and preparing reports, it's a very good option for you. So, sectoral MBA program are not meant for everyone. They are only meant for those people who have clarity about their career path. Another good example is IIM Ahmedabad and IIM Lucknow. They offer MBA in Food and Agribusiness Management. Ahmedabad calls it FABM, whereas IIM Lucknow calls it ABM. Essentially, both are similar. They are MBA programs designed for those who have an interest in agriculture business management. So, broadly remember, go for these programs only if you have clarity of purpose. If you're not sure what specialization you want, you're not sure which industry you want to work in, then I don't recommend you joining sectoral MBA. In that case, prefer a regular MBA program and target a general MBA program. Now, the second way of classifying the programs could also be a flagship program and other programs that the business school has to offer. Now, what is a flagship program? The flagship program is supposed to be the most prestigious program of a business school that attracts comparatively better quality of students and later on may also attract comparatively better quality of recruiters. That should be given the first preference. But don't get me wrong, when it comes to premier colleges, the other programs that the business school offers, they also attract good students, they also attract good quality of recruiters, not as good as the flagship, but still definitely worthy enough of being considered. Let us take an example to understand it better. IIM Bangalore offers a regular MBA program. IIM Bangalore also offers MBA in Business Analytics. Their regular MBA program is said to be their flagship program, whereas MBA in Business Analytics is an amazing program, but it could be the second program that they offer, not regarded as the flagship one. So, always prefer the flagship programs in case you convert both of them as such, in the same college, of course. Right? So, in a nutshell, go for a sectoral MBA program only when you have clarity about your career goals and only when that program aligns with your career goals. If you don't have clarity, it's always better to go for a regular MBA program. Now, during MBA program, you will undergo placement process. Here I am talking about a 2-year full-time on-campus or full-time classroom program. That's what I'm talking about in this session. So, placements play a major role in the destiny of an MBA graduate. Now, what kind of placements happen? See, there are two placements, or placements happen twice in an MBA program. To begin with, we have summer placements. Now, what do we mean by summer placements? See, summer placements take place after first semester gets over. So, usually during the second semester of an MBA program, summer placements will happen. What do we mean by summer placements? Here, multinational companies and other Indian firms, they'll come on your campus and they are going to give you a position of an intern. It's an internship. It's a summer internship. So, over a period of 2-3 months, you have to spend time on that campus of that company as an intern, and you will get a in-depth understanding about how that organization functions. It can be a generic internship where they'll explain how the entire organization functions, or it could be more specific to a particular department or a particular functional specialization. Both the kinds of internships are there. So, you will undergo this internship during an MBA program. After first year gets over, during your summer holidays, you will spend your summer as an intern in a company. It's a rich experience. In fact, people who are freshers, people who don't have experience, I assure you, once you finish your summer internship, you will gain absolutely wonderful insight into how the practical aspect of business management works. And the best part is, this summer internship will be paid internship in premier colleges. You will be paid stipend. And the stipend that you get during summer internships in premier colleges is very high. The summer internship stipend can be on an average around 1.5 lakhs also. That's the beauty of doing MBA and getting a good summer internship in a premier business school. The highest stipend can go as high as 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs and so on. So, very good summer internship is what you can expect if you are a student of a premier business school. And the best part is, if you perform well during summer internship, you will get a PPO, pre-placement offer will be given to you, which means we loved your performance as an intern, we would love to have you full-time as an employee. So, this is a post-dated offer, they would say. If you accept it, you have a job. After finishing MBA program, there will be a job readily waiting for you. So, that's a huge advantage of doing well as an intern in a multinational company during summer internship. Now, the second aspect, or the second time placements take place, is during the final placements. Now, final placements usually happen during the final year of MBA program, and final placements is not meant for internships, it is meant for getting a job. So again, the multinational companies and Indian firms will be back on your campus, but this time they are not hiring for a role of intern. This time they are hiring for a role of a full-fledged employee. Again, the selection process happens. Different companies may have different criteria, different rounds. Some may have a written test, some may have a group discussion, some may also have a essay writing, some may have an interview, some may have a technical round. So, different rounds would be there. But if you get selected, you get a final job. The salaries that get offered in premier business school are humongous. The highest salary in top 10 colleges sometimes crosses 1 crore per annum mark. The average salary offered in premier business school will be humongous. It can be 30 to 40 lakhs per annum range of average salary also. In fact, the premier business schools in India, they secure 100% placements of their students. What do we mean by 100% placements? 100% placements mean every single student of that business school should get minimum one job. Talented students, hardworking students, sincere students, they may get more than one job also, but minimum one job everyone needs to get. Only then the business school can proudly announce that they have reached 100% placements mark. Another hallmark of placements in a premier business school is you will have a good representation across industries. So I always say to my students, visiting final placements of a premier business school would be like going for a lavish buffet in a 5-star hotel, where you have got variety of cuisines being served. And given your interest, you can choose to eat whatever you feel like. Similarly, in premier business school placements, final placements, very good representation will be there from across industries. You want a consulting job? You can sit for consulting jobs. You want to work for an investment bank? Sit for a placement with an investment bank. You have the choice. You have the freedom. That's a luxury, my friend. So these are the kind of placements that happen in premier business school. That's the reason, boys and girls, work hard during this CAT preparation. Target top colleges. Try to get into top colleges so that you have a flourishing career for yourself. Now, which are the premier colleges of India? Let's have an idea about that. Let's start with IIMs. Indian Institute of Management. 3 golden letters, IIM, that open up so many doors of opportunities for you as such. Right now, India has got 21 IIMs. These 21 IIMs are spread across the country. If you look at any part of India, you will see an IIM out there. For instance, if you look at the northern part of India, you will see IIM Jammu. You will see IIM Amritsar, right? You will see IIM Rohtak. If you come to the central part of India, you will notice so many IIMs. IIM Raipur would be there, IIM Indore would be there, IIM Lucknow would be there, IIM Kashipur would be there. If you go to the western part of India, you will notice IIM Ahmedabad. You will see IIM Nagpur. If you go to the eastern part of India, you will notice IIM Calcutta. You will see IIM Shillong. You will see IIM Ranchi. If you come to the southern part of India, you will see IIM Trichy, IIM Vishakhapatnam, IIM Kozhikode in Kerala, IIM Bangalore in Karnataka. So, Government of India has spread IIMs across the country. And these IIMs, they are ideal places to join. They are ideal places to pursue your MBA because they offer extraordinary brand value. When that name gets attached to your resume, it can do magic for your career. It can open up so many opportunities for you. It offers amazing education. The kind of professors who teach at IIMs are absolutely top-notch. Some of the best professors on the planet teach at IIMs. And last but not the least, as I said earlier also, IIMs offer envious placement opportunities. Amazing placement opportunities. So these are some reasons why you should aim at the IIMs. So 21 IIMs, they have around 7,000 MBA seats. And these IIMs, they definitely should be your first priority. Especially the old IIMs. Now, I am not claiming every single IIM is equally good, but all 21 of them deserve respect. But they are not equally good, of course. So how do we classify the IIMs? See, these 21 IIMs, we'll classify them into 4 groups. Let me explain what those 4 groups are. We start with old IIMs. Now, what do we mean by old IIMs? See, old IIMs refers to IIMs which got started before 2000. So, IIMs like IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Bangalore, IIM Calcutta, IIM Indore, IIM Lucknow, and IIM Kozhikode in Kerala. These 6 are called old IIMs of India. They offer around 2,500 to 3,000 seats. Amazing, amazing places. Now, these IIMs, because they are old, they have a very rich legacy. They have a very good peer group. They have very good successful alumni base. They have made a mark for themselves. That's the reason the kind of placements that they attract, the kind of salaries that they offer is much higher than what you would get in the new IIM or a baby IIM. Definitely this should be a first priority. Now we move on to the new IIMs. Starting with IIM Shillong, then Ranchi, Rohtak, Raipur, then Trichy, Kashipur and Udaipur. These IIMs, IIM Shillong started few years before 2010. So few years before 2010, IIM Shillong got started, whereas Raipur, Ranchi, Rohtak started around 2010. Whereas Trichy, Udaipur, Kashipur started the next year after these three got started. So these are not very young, but they are not very old either. So these have consolidated their presence. They have been able to secure 100% placements of their students for many years now, and they have also reached a respectable average salary mark. Definitely, they should be your plan B, especially IIM Shillong. I would rate IIM Shillong almost on par with old IIMs, better than the other new IIMs. Then we have baby IIMs. Baby IIMs, they started off in 2015 and 2016, so they are not very old, but of course, because they have been there for a little more than a decade, they have also consolidated their presence and they are improving every single year. And by the time you people get into an MBA program, I am sure they would have consolidated their presence even further. Now, which are the baby IIMs? We have IIM Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh. Then we have IIM Nagpur in Maharashtra, IIM Amritsar in Punjab. Then we have IIM Bodh Gaya in Bihar, Sirmaur in Himachal Pradesh, Sambalpur in Orissa, and Jammu in Jammu Kashmir. So these are your baby IIMs. IIM Jammu is 1 year younger than the other baby IIMs, but doesn't make much difference. They are also doing a good job. Now you may wonder, why did I keep IIM Mumbai separate as part of the fourth category? See, IIM Mumbai, it's not possible to classify it under any of the other groups, and there is a reason behind this. See, IIM Mumbai, technically you can say it started in 2023, and you may say, come on, that makes it younger than the baby IIMs. It should be called an infant IIM. Not true. Why not true? Because IIM Mumbai is not a new college. Earlier in Mumbai, in 1960s, Government of India started a business school called NITIE, N-I-T-I-E, NITIE Mumbai. It was a government college which has been operational right from 1960s till 2023, and they did an amazing job. In fact, this college used to be regarded as India's best college when it comes to those who are interested in making a career in supply chain management or operations management. Absolutely beautiful place. So, Government of India in 2023, they took a historic decision of upgrading NITIE Mumbai into an IIM. So NITIE Mumbai, an old college, got upgraded as the newest IIM and it became IIM Mumbai. After having become IIM Mumbai, it became even better than what it was earlier. So surely it deserves your respect. But the dilemma that I have is, where do I put it? I can't call it an old IIM, only started in 2023. I can't call it a new or baby IIM because it has got a rich legacy of so many decades. That's the reason, ladies and gentlemen, I am keeping it separate. Alright, so these are your 21 IIMs. Now, when you fill up your CAD application form, you will be asked which IIMs are you interested in, which programs of IIMs you are interested in. You can select all the IIMs if you want. You can select whichever program you are eligible, you can select all of them as such. But some IIMs, they will not rely only on the CAD application form. They will also have a separate application form of their own also. For example, usually IIM Rohtak, it sells a separate application form of its own. So apart from marking IIM Rohtak in CAD application form, you also need to purchase their separate application form. But there are very few options like this. Majority of the IIMs, they will simply go by your CAT application form and they will shortlist you for interviews. Now let's understand a little bit more about IIMs. So IIMs are government business schools, government institutions, and they follow central government rules on reservation policy. So what is that policy? See, OBC NC applicants will get 27% of the seats. OBC NC applicants will get 27% of the seats. SC applicants will get 15% of the seats. ST applicants will get 7.5% of the seats. EWS, economically weaker sections of the society, these are essentially general category people who are financially weak. They will have 10% of the seats. And over and above this, across every category, 5% of the seats will be kept aside for differently abled applicants. So 5% of SC, 5% of ST, 5% of OBC, 5% of general, and 5% of EWS. Every category, 5% seats will be kept aside for differently abled applicants. 5% of general category also. So this is the reservation policy that IIMs follow. Now, how do you do an MBA program? See, pursuing an MBA program involves two steps. The first step is you start by writing entrance exams. You start by writing aptitude exams. So, exams like CAT, or exam like XAT, exam like SNAP, exam like NMAT, you appear for these entrance exams as the first step. And if you perform well in these entrance exams, colleges will invite you for the second step of selection process. And the second stage of selection process in some cases will involve essay writing, in some cases will involve group discussion, and in almost all cases, there will also be a round of personal interviews. So this is the selection process that you have to undergo in order to do well and get a seat in a premier business school. But having said that, let me make one thing clear. Don't assume that the interview round or a GD round or an essay round, it would be an elimination round. In most cases, it won't be. The final selection of a candidate will happen based on cumulative performance in different parameters. Parameters which include, again, aptitude exam like CAT. In some cases, some business schools, they may give weightage to your academic profile. They may give weightage to your work experience. There may be other factors in some cases like gender diversity, academic diversity. Then, of course, group discussion, essay writing, interview. So, all the parameters, they will assign certain weightages, and then every college independently will have its own criteria of giving final list of selected candidates. So this is how you do a MBA program. Now let's understand the application process for undergoing this admission process. The first step would be to buy application form of various entrance exams. So the application will begin, the registration for the exams will begin usually in August. So CAT registration form generally becomes available in August, and they sell the application form till September, mid-September. And then CAT examination usually is administered in the month of November. During the last Sunday of November, usually CAT exam happens. But remember, you can write other exams also. So let's understand the timeline of other exams. SNAP exam takes place in December. XAT exam happens in January. In fact, usually first Sunday of January is when you will undergo XAT exam. So broadly speaking, from October till January, you will be writing whole lot of exams, right? Usually these exams dates don't clash. Very rarely there will be a clash, but usually they don't clash, and you will be able to appear for all the exams as per your choice. And the results of these exams will be out in December or January. CAT results usually will be out in December, whereas XAT results, SNAP results usually are announced in the month of January. If you perform well in these entrance exams, you will undergo the second step of selection process, the second stage of selection process, the essay writing, group discussion, interviews. They will happen from February, March and April. Very rarely it goes beyond that. But February, March, April is a busy time for undergoing the second stage selection process. And if you do well, then you will start attending your MBA classes from June, July onwards. Usually the old IIMs start from June, the new IIMs usually begin from July. So again, it varies. June, July tentatively is when your MBA classes begin. So this is the application timeline of the entire process. Now, let's talk about the most important entrance exam of all, which is CAT. So CAT is a computer-based exam. It's not a computer adaptive exam, it's a computer-based exam. Now, what's the difference between both? Let me explain that to you. See, a computer-based exam is essentially almost like a paper-based exam. That means the questions will appear on a computer screen. They will give you a rough paper in your examination center. You can do your rough work on the rough sheets provided, but the final answer marking you will do on the system. Now, why did I say it's similar to a paper-based exam? The reason I say that is because all the test takers who are writing CAT exam in the same slot will get the same questions. So, if you and your friend both get awarded the morning 8:30 a.m. slot, then both of you get the same questions. Irrespective of your capacity, irrespective of your capability, you will get the same questions if you're writing the exam in the same slot. This is known as computer-based exam. On the other hand, there are some exams like NMAT, which are computer adaptive exam. Now, what is meaning of computer adaptive exam? See, even if you and your friend appear for NMAT exam on the same day, in the same slot, in the same center, you still will get different set of questions. The test engine tries to adapt itself to your capability. If you are solving questions correctly, then the test engine may randomly pick up more difficult questions. And if you are solving questions incorrectly, the test engine may slowly reduce the difficulty level of question so that the test engine ends up adapting itself to your capability. That is the reason these exams are called computer adaptive exam. Ladies and gentlemen, CAT is not an adaptive exam. It's a computer-based exam. And this exam is jointly conducted by the IIMs, but it is accepted by 100 plus other business schools. In fact, this becomes the most important entrance exam in India, and the reason I'm calling it the most important entrance exam in India is because if I write names of top 100 business schools in India, around 75 of them would be those which are going to accept CAT scores. And I'm sure you would agree with me, 75% of the top colleges, if they are accepting an exam scores, by default it will become mother of all exams. By default it will become the most important exam in India for any MBA aspirant. Right? Now, let's understand what is the eligibility criteria of this exam. See, if you belong to general category or EWS category or OBC NC category, then boys and girls, you need minimum 50% marks in your graduation. If you belong to SC, ST or differently abled categories, you require 45% minimum marks in your graduation. And remember, final year students, they are eligible to write this entrance exam. So when should you be in final year? If you are in final year when the CAT exam is administered, you are eligible to write this exam. So, two categories of people can write this exam. Either people who have finished their graduation, they can appear for the exam, or people who are right now in their final year of graduation, they can appear for this exam. Now, what about the pattern of the exam? See, this exam, the pattern has changed, and now there are 68 questions in the exam. It's a 2-hour exam, and these 68 questions that you need to solve in 2 hours, they will be from 3 different sections. The first section of CAT is verbal ability and reading comprehension. In simple words, English language skills are tested. But what kind of questions appear? You will have reading comprehension questions. Major chunk of questions in VRC come from RC. But few questions come from verbal ability also, which essentially are para-jumble based questions, para-summary based questions, etc. So 24 English questions were there, and remember, every section in CAT exam has a sectional time limit. Sectional time limit will be of 40 minutes. So English section for 40 minutes. Then the second section begins. It is data interpretation and logical reasoning. Generally, equal breakup will be there. Of course, nowadays they are also creating questions which are combination of DI and LR together. So 22 questions from this area appear and 40 minutes time is given to you. Finally, we have quantitative ability, which is nothing but mathematics, and it is school level mathematics that gets tested. So anybody who is watching this class, if you are not an engineer or if you did not study mathematics after 10th standard, don't panic. It is school level mathematics that gets tested in CAT. 22 questions from mathematics will appear, and as again, you will have 40 minutes of time limit. Because of sectional time limit, we can actually see that you're not writing one exam, you're actually writing 3 separate exams. That is what is interesting about CAT. And if you are aspiring to join IIMs, let me tell you, 20 out of 21 IIMs in India have a provision for sectional cutoffs. What do we mean by sectional cutoffs? It means 20 out of 21 IIMs usually, they expect you to do well in every section of CAT. You do a very good job in 2 sections, but perform poorly in 1 section, you may not get interview call from most of the IIMs. IIM Rohtak usually doesn't have a sectional cutoff, but other IIMs usually do. It may change year to year, so you can always check for this year what is the situation. And remember, there are 2 types of questions that you get in CAT exam. You get multiple choice questions where 4 options are given to you. If you get it right, 3 marks are awarded. If you do it wrong, 1 mark will be deducted. Never make the mistake of indulging in guesswork when it comes to multiple choice questions. Some questions in CAT are non-multiple choice, where options are not given to you, where only a text box is provided to you. You need to solve the question, and whatever final value you get, you need to type that final value. That is called non-multiple choice questions. For these questions, there won't be any negative marking. If you get it right, 3 marks are given. If you get it wrong, 0 marks are awarded. But major chunk of questions will be multiple choice questions. Now, for people who are a little scared of maths, people who are a little not so good when it comes to calculations, mathematical calculations, I would like to mention on-screen calculator is provided. So you can use the on-screen calculator and carry out your calculations. Many OMETs also provide on-screen calculator, but not all. There are some OMETs which don't provide it. So it's in your interest to work on speed maths also. And remember, usually CAT exam is administered in 3 slots. There will be a morning slot, afternoon slot, and an evening slot would also be there. Now you don't get a chance to decide which slot you want to take. It is randomly allocated by the IIMs. You only get a choice of test city preferences. They'll ask you which is your first preferred city to write the exam, second preferred, third preferred. They'll take multiple preferences. Generally, almost everybody gets allocated their first preference. Very rarely you will get second or third preference. But when you fill up the CAT application form, fill up those test city preferences very carefully. Go by your convenience. Alright. Now remember, as far as CAT exam goes, this is an exam which rewards conceptual clarity. How do you gain conceptual clarity? How will time help you in gaining that conceptual clarity? I'm going to talk about it towards the end of my session. But before we do that, let's talk about OMETs. What do we mean by OMITS? OMITS stands for Other Management Entrance Test. So other than CAT, whatever remaining entrance exams you can write in India, collectively we call them as OMITS. So let's understand the list of OMITS, and after I give you that list, I'll take you through each of these OMITS one by one. So let's first have a look at the list. To begin with, we have got XAT exam. XAT exam is conducted by an organization called XAMI, and XLRI conducts this exam on behalf of XAMI. This exam usually happens in January. I'll give you more details later on. Then we have got SNAP exam, which is conducted by Symbiosis International University. It is situated in Pune. They have got more than a dozen business schools, and collectively all of them will give you admission on the basis of your performance in SNAP. Then we have NMAT exam, which is conducted by GMAC organization. It's the same organization that conducts GMAT exam. Then we have MyCAT exam, which is conducted by MICA Ahmedabad. If you remember, earlier also I spoke about this college. Then we have CMAT, which is conducted by National Testing Agency on behalf of AICTE. Then we have MAT, which is conducted by All India Management Association. Then finally, IPSAT, which is conducted by ICFI Business Schools. So these are the list of important OMITs that I'm going to talk about one after the other. So let's have a look at the first exam in this list, XAT. So XAT exam is usually conducted on the first Sunday in the month of January, and XLRI, they conduct this entrance exam. Now if you compare XAT exam with CAT, let's understand what additional preparation is needed to be done. See, while major chunk of syllabus gets covered with your CAT preparation for XAT, but some additional areas need to be prepared. For instance, XAT has a section called decision making. Now, decision making is not covered with CAT. You have to prepare it separately, and we will help you with preparation for this section also. In fact, TIME will help you prepare for all these entrance exams that I'm going to talk about. So decision making is something that you need to prepare for. Apart from this, you also need to prepare for current affairs. So XAT will have a separate section on current affairs in it, wherein questions will be asked, where major chunk of questions will be from current affairs. Some questions may be from stock GK also. Right? So these two additional areas needs to be prepared. Other than this, XAT may also focus a bit on critical reasoning. So topics like assumptions, conclusions, or questions based on courses of action, cause and effect, those kind of critical reasoning questions will also be included in XAT exam. Now this exam is a lengthy 3-hour long entrance exam. But this exam, remember, is actually very important because XLRI is not the only college that accepts XAT scores. There are some other premier colleges which accept XAT along with CAT. So colleges like Xavier University, Bhubaneswar, or IMT Ghaziabad, or IMI Delhi, TAPME Manipal, Great Lakes Chennai, Great Lakes Gurgaon, or KJ Somaya in Mumbai, or Goa Institute of Management, FOR Delhi, Bharatidasan Trichy. There's a long list of colleges, good colleges that accept XAT scores. So when you are preparing for XAT, remember, you become eligible not only for XLRI, but you also become eligible for so many other good colleges. But of course, the best one in this list would be XLRI. XLRI is a fabulous college. They have got 2 campuses, friends. They have got XLRI campus in Jamshedpur. That is their old campus. That's the one that you should give first priority. But they also have got another campus situated in NCR in Delhi. So XLRI Delhi is also there. So 2 campuses would be there, and both are definitely worth considering. But Jamshedpur, given the fact that it's a little older, should be given the first preference. But both are definitely respectable places and worthy enough of being considered. Then we have got Xavier University, Bhubaneswar, situated in Orissa. Again, a very good college. They have several departments, but the one that should be given the priority would be XIMB. They offer their flagship program as MBA BA, right? MBA BA is said to be their flagship program. But even their HRM program is a good program. If you are a HR aspirant, you can also consider that program. So these are a list of colleges. But remember, XLRI is the only one which is exclusively XAT based. It means XLRI doesn't accept CAT. They only give you admission if you have written XAT exam. But the other colleges in this list, they are accepting XAT, but they also accept CAT exam scores. The next exam in this list is SNAP. SNAP is conducted by Symbiosis International, deemed to be university, which is situated in Pune. They have more than a dozen business schools under their belt. All these business schools which offer MBA program give you admission on the basis of SNAP performance. Now, there is one basic difference between SNAP and CAT and XAT. The difference is CAT and XAT exams, they are conducted only once in a year. So, if you don't do well in CAT this year, you'll have to write CAT next year. But SNAP is not like that. SNAP exam, they conduct this exam 3 times within a short duration. They conduct SNAP exam thrice within a period of hardly a couple of weeks. And they allow you to write this exam multiple times. You want to write SNAP once, you can. You want to write it twice, you can. You want to write it all 3 times, you can. But every time you write SNAP exam or you want to apply for SNAP exam, you have to pay application fees. So, if you are okay with application fee, you want to write it multiple times, there is no issue, because SNAP, they will consider best of your attempts as your final performance. So, if somebody writes it twice, there is no harm in it. If you perform well in the first attempt, poorly in the second attempt, no need to worry. They will take best of 2. That means your first attempt performance will be taken into consideration when they call you for interview. Another very interesting aspect about SNAP is there is no provision for sectional cutoffs. That means even if you perform poorly in one of the sections in SNAP, it is absolutely fine as long as your overall performance in SNAP is good enough. So, only overall percentile, only the overall performance in SNAP matters. One more thing you have to understand about SNAP exam, this is a very short exam. The duration of this exam is only 1 hour. Simple 1 hour duration exam. So, that is another interesting thing about this exam. And there are no sectional time limits. No sectional time limits. You can utilize that 1 hour in whichever manner you want. Now, if I compare the syllabus of SNAP with syllabus of CAT, major chunk of syllabus is common. Only additional preparation that is needed from your side will be in the section of logical reasoning. For logical reasoning for CAT, you needed to prepare puzzles, analytical reasoning. Whereas in SNAP, they will also check your skills in areas, in chapters like number series, number analogies, coding, decoding, odd man out, blood relation, clocks, calendars, logical deductions, logical connectives. All these additional areas will also be getting tested. So, you do need to prepare for these areas also and not limit yourself to CAT logical reasoning syllabus alone. This exam is a speed-based exam because 60 minutes, 60 questions, you need to go very fast. So, you need to avoid spending too much time on a single question in this exam. Now, what are the top colleges under SNAP? Let's understand that. The best one is SIBM Pune. This is their flagship campus, very good college. SCM is the close second. It's almost as good as SIBM Pune. Again, a brilliant college to target. Then we have SIIB. They offer MBA in International Business, MBA IB program. Definitely worthy enough of being considered. But remember, MBA IB program of SIIB, it's not really a sectoral program, because in terms of jobs, in terms of opportunities that you get post MBA, you get almost the same opportunities that a regular MBA program will fetch you. So even if you don't have an interest in international business, you can still go ahead and target this particular program. Then we have SIBM Bangalore, again a good college situated in Bangalore. Then we have SIDTM, where the focus is a lot more on analytics. Then we have SCIT, where focus will be on IT. SIMS is meant for people whose parents are armed forces personnel. Finally, SIOM, as the name itself suggests, it's into operations management. It's situated in Nashik, Maharashtra. Go for it if you have an interest in operations management. Of course, they recently started agri-business management program also. So essentially, most of the Symbiosis group of colleges, they offer sectoral programs. And I had said earlier, you must go for sectoral MBA only if you have an interest, only if your career goal aligns with what that program has to offer. Sectoral MBA program is not meant for everyone, and everybody should never go for this program. Only those of you who got clarity of purpose should go ahead and target these programs. So this is essentially about SNAP exam. It's surely an entrance exam along with XAT, which is definitely advisable for most of the students. The next exam is called NMAT. NMAT is conducted by an organization called GMAC. Now, GMAC is the same organization that conducts GMAT exam across the world. Now, this exam is a computer adaptive exam. I hope you remember I spoke about what computer adaptive exam means. So, this exam, again, if you compare in terms of syllabus, if I compare it with CAT, I would say it's much more closer to SNAP in terms of syllabus. Because in terms of preparation, remember I gave you a list of logical reasoning topics that you need to prepare for writing SNAP exam. Same list will be applicable for NMAT exam also. In addition to that list, you also need to focus a lot on critical reasoning. So topics like courses of action, cause and effect, assumptions and conclusions, etc. need to be prepared. NMAT exam will have sectional time limit. So when you prepare for NMAT, you also need to bear in mind that sectional time limit concept will be there as such. But it will be variable sectional time limit. Unlike CAT, where all the sections have the same duration, NMAT will have different duration for different sections. Now, as far as NMAT exam goes, this exam begins in October usually and continues to happen till December, and they allow this exam to be written multiple times. 3 attempts are allowed. But remember, some of the colleges which are accepting NMAT, especially the best one, NMIMS, they don't accept all 3 attempts. They only accept the first attempt of NMAT. So if you are aspiring to join NMIMS, if you are writing NMAT primarily to get into NMIMS, then it's not advisable to write it multiple times. Write it only once, give it your best shot, and try to get a good score so that you can get a call from NMIMS. Now, NMIMS is their flagship business school, but around 50 colleges are accepting NMAT scores, but the best one is NMIMS. I'll speak more about NMIMS afterwards. First, let's look at NMAT as an exam. So NMAT exam again will be almost like a speed-based exam because you need to go very fast because the number of questions are on the higher side. Now, as far as business schools are concerned, NMAT exam, the best business school will be NMIMS. And NMIMS is the only one which is exclusively NMAT based. Other business schools which are accepting NMAT, they are accepting other exam scores also. For instance, they will accept CAT scores also. But NMIMS doesn't accept CAT. NMIMS only accept NMAT scores. They have 5 campuses. Mumbai is their old campus, the flagship campus. Brilliant place. Then they have NMIMS campus in Bangalore, Hyderabad. Then they started one in Navi Mumbai on the outskirts of Mumbai. Then they started one in Indore. So 5 different campuses, and Ahmedabad has also been started off. So totally 6 campuses of NMIMS would be there. Now remember, NMAT exam is an adaptive exam. So keep that in mind whenever you appear for NMAT exam. One question people ask me is, what are the other top colleges other than NMIMS? We have TAPI Manipal, we have KJ Somaya Mumbai, we have SDA Bocconi Asia Center in Mumbai, we have Xavier University situated in Bhubaneswar. But these colleges, they also accept CAT scores. They are not exclusively NMAT based. So this is information that I wanted to convey about NMAT exam. Moving on to the next exam, we have MyCAT. Now, MyCAT exam is conducted by a college situated in Gujarat called MICA. Now, MICA has got a couple of programs. They have got postgraduate diploma in communications management. If you remember earlier, I spoke about it, out and out program designed for marketing aspirants. But they also have got postgraduate diploma in management, which is more of conventional MBA, but more focus will be on analytics, but it's more like a conventional MBA. Now, if you are interested in getting into MICA Ahmedabad, you need to write CAT exam or XAT exam or GMAT exam. Any one of these exams compulsory you have to write. And in addition to one of those exams, you also need to appear for their own entrance exam called MyCAT. MyCAT exam happens twice. They conduct this exam in December, and once again they conduct it in the month of January. You can write it both the times if you want. Best of 2 will be considered if you were to write it twice. But remember, MICA entrance exam, MyCAT, if I compare with CAT, there will be a small difference. What will be the difference? In MyCAT exam, there will be a section called psychometric test. What is psychometric test? It's a test of your personality. It's a test of your personality traits. So there will be questions. There will be around 150 questions that they expect you to complete within half an hour duration. And these questions, they evaluate your personality. And psychometric test is a qualifier. It means if you don't qualify, they don't consider you for the other aspects. You are disqualified. Other than this, MyCAT exam also tests your creativity by including a story writing section in MyCAT. They'll give you 4 photographs. You have to make a story where you begin with one photograph, then go to the other, then go to the third one mentioned, then the fourth one. You have to construct a story within a short duration. So creativity is tested. They will be testing your current affairs knowledge also. Majorly, the questions will be based on business world, advertisements, advertising industry, brands, and so on. Other than that, rest of the stuff in MyCAT gets covered with your CAT preparation. So this is MyCAT exam. Go for it if you are interested in making a career in marketing, or if you are interested in business analytics, then it's a good option to consider. All right, now moving on, let's look at the next exam. So the next exam in this list is MAT exam. MAT exam is a quarterly exam. What do I mean by quarterly exam? It is conducted almost every 3 months. So this exam is conducted quarterly, and this exam is conducted by All India Management Association. They are the ones who administer this entrance exam. So MAT exam, this exam, if I compare with CAT, the basic difference would be in logical reasoning. You need to prepare for all the topics that I had mentioned earlier when I was talking about SNAP exam. I gave you a list of topics. I hope you remember this. Number series, number analogies, letter series, letter analogies, coding, decoding, odd man out, etc. You need to prepare for those topics. You also need to prepare for current affairs. MAT will have a separate section on current affairs also. So MAT and CAT, this is the difference. Now, as far as MAT exam is concerned, all premier MAT colleges accept CAT scores also. So there are no exclusively MAT based colleges. So if you are performing well in CAT, then you don't really have to write MAT exam. So if your preparation for CAT goes on well, then I would say skip MAT. There is no need to write MAT. Write MAT only and only if you struggle with CAT preparation, you want an easier option, you want a backup option, then only go for MAT exam. Otherwise, it's not needed. You can skip MAT exam. Now, what are the top colleges under MAT? There are a lot of them, but I've just mentioned few. We have Christ Bangalore, we have XIME Bangalore, we have SIES Mumbai, ITM Navi Mumbai, BIMM Pune is there, IP in Hyderabad. Apart from that, FOSTIMA in Delhi, right? BIMTech in Noida. Of course, BIMTech doesn't accept MAT scores for their flagship program, but they accept it for other programs that they have. So, bottom line is MAT colleges, they are decent. They are not as good as IIMs and other premier colleges which accept CAT, but if you are desperate and you are not preparing well for CAT, you want an easier option, backup option, only in that case, I would recommend you to write MAT exam. But if your preparation is going well for CAT, you are confident of doing well in CAT, there is absolutely no need to write MAT exam. You can skip MAT exam. One question that people often ask us is, what is the right time to appear for MAT in case we decide to write MAT? I would say appear for MAT exam after CAT exam is done. Because if CAT exam is over, it means you are prepared well for all the areas and you will be in a better position to do well in MAT exam. If you end up writing MAT in August, for example, you may not be well prepared as the syllabus might not be over. So don't write MAT before CAT, write MAT after CAT exam. The next exam in this list is CMAT. CMAT exam is conducted by AICTE and NTA is the one which is administering the exam on behalf of AICTE. Now, CMAT exam earlier used to happen late, but now they have shifted it back to January. And CMAT exam, if you compare with CAT, if you compare the syllabus, then logical reasoning topics that I was mentioning earlier will be relevant for CMAT exam also. So you need to prepare for those topics of logical reasoning that I mentioned when I was talking about SNAP and MAT. Those will be relevant for CMAT also. Other than this, there will be a section on current affairs. There will also be a section called innovation and entrepreneurship, where your awareness about business world, especially startups, would be tested. Alright, so this is CMAT exam. Now the top colleges which are accepting CMAT exam scores include Wellinkar Mumbai, Wellinkar Bangalore, KJ Somaya Mumbai. NIBM is a good option situated in Pune, but you should have an interest of making a career in banking industry. Only then go ahead with NIBM Pune. Other than this, IFMR and BIMTech are also good options to consider under CMAT. But I want to make it very clear, all CMAT based colleges accept CAT scores also. So it's not mandatory to write CMAT again. Go for CMAT only if you are not doing well with CAT, not doing well with XAT, you want a backup option, then CMAT can provide you with that backup option. Otherwise, CMAT is not needed. And again, there are no sectional time limits here. You can spend the time given the way you want to. And in this exam, again, most of the CMAT colleges don't have provision of sectional cutoffs also. Only the overall performance would matter as far as CMAT exam is concerned. Finally, let's talk about IPSAT. IPSAT is an exam conducted by ICFI Business Schools. They have campuses situated across the country. So many branches are there. So most of the branches are decent, but the ones which are comparatively better would be Hyderabad and Mumbai campus. They are comparatively better colleges. They offer good education and good infrastructure. Only concern is the batch size. They will have little bigger batch sizes. Now you need to write, they accept multiple exams like CAT, XAT, NMAT, etc. And they also have their own entrance exam called IPSAT. Now, IPSAT exam usually happens in December, and if I compare IPSAT with CAT, little extra practice or extra preparation is only needed in the topic called logical reasoning. I have earlier given you a list of topics when I was talking about NMAT, SNAP, MAT, CMAT. Those topics will be relevant for IPSAT preparation also. So this is about IPSAT exam. Now, what are my final remarks about omits? First suggestion is definitely write omits, especially if you are keen on doing MBA in the next coming academic year itself. You don't want to repeat CAT, then make it a point to write multiple exams so you have got multiple options to choose from. Right? As the proverb goes, it's not a good habit to put all the eggs in one basket, right? It's better to hedge. It's better to spread your risk. That's the reason it's better to write multiple exams. Just in case, God forbid, CAT doesn't go well, a backup option could be one of these omits. Which omits? The question that arises is, which one should you write? I would recommend everybody to write XAT without fail, because XLRI is a brilliant college. No matter how ambitious you are, XLRI will be able to live up to your expectations. I would also encourage you to write SNAP and NMAT, because these exams also open up doors to very good business schools like NMIMS and SIBM Pune SCM HRD. As far as MyCAT exam is concerned, I will encourage you to write this exam only if you are interested in marketing or business analytics. I will encourage you to write CMAT, MAT, IPSAT only and only if you are struggling with your preparation for CAT exam. These can be a good backup option for those who are struggling with their preparation, those who want easier options. Now let me take a second here and highlight the importance of doing well in CAT. Remember, omits are important, but CAT is mother of all entrance exam. Now, why is CAT mother of all entrance exam? The reason is very simple. Around 75% of the top 100 business schools in India accept CAT scores. So it's not only IIMs. We have premier colleges like SP Jain Mumbai, FMS Delhi, right? IITs like IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Kanpur, IIT Madras, MDI Gurgaon, and ISB Hyderabad, right? They all accept CAT scores. So that's what makes CAT the most important entrance exam for any MBA aspirant in India. Moving on. Finally, as I suggested at the beginning of my class, I'm going to give you an insight into the resources that TIME will provide on your student homepage and how best you can utilize these resources. So I hope everybody is familiar with student homepage. Let me give you an overview about the important resources that we have. It's not an exhaustive list, it's just the list of important ones. So to begin with, the classes. The classes that TIME offers are the most important resource for your preparation for these exams. If you want to extract maximum benefit from our classes, I have got 3 suggestions for you. My suggestion number 1 is, be punctual to these classes. Never be late to this class. If your class starts at evening 6:30, for example, then make sure you log in and you reach the center, you attend the class, be ready, be prepared sharply 5 minutes before the class begins. Okay? Depending on whether you have gone for online or offline, make sure you are ready to attend the class right from the moment it gets started. Don't be late to the classes. If you are late to the classes, ladies and gentlemen, it can be a disaster for you. You may ask me why? What would be the problem? See, the problem is there are a lot of topics where if a student comes even 5 minutes late to the class, the student may not be able to understand what is being taught. For you, rest of the class will become like a suspense movie where you will scratch your head and wonder what is going on. So make it a point to be punctual for these classes. Right? The second suggestion is, be regular to these classes. Never skip classes. Never miss classes. Some students, unfortunately, they get a little overconfident. They get a little carried away. And they say, sir, I'm an engineer. I'm good at mathematics. I'm strong at mathematics. Sir, I don't need to attend maths classes. And they skip some maths topics. Very unfortunate. Some people, they say, sir, I'm very strong in English. I don't need classes based on RC or verbal ability, and they skip those classes. What you need to remember, my friend, is you may be good at the topic, but if you attend the class, if you still attend the class, it will give you excellent revision of whatever you already know. Or in most cases, you will at least learn one new concept that you were not familiar with earlier. Our team is well qualified to give you some inputs that you are not familiar with. So, skipping classes can be a disaster. Never make the mistake of skipping classes, friends. Attend every single class without any exception. Now, the third suggestion, if you want 100% benefit from the classes that TIME is conducting, you need to maintain good notes. Take notes when the class is on, right? What do I mean by take notes? What I mean by that is you need to maintain separate notebooks for each of the areas. Have a separate notebook for quant. Have a separate notebook for logical reasoning. Have a separate notebook for data interpretation. Have a separate notebook for VRC. And collate notes in that book only. And take notes. Don't just listen to the faculty member. It's not like watching movies. You have to write with your hand all the notes that the faculty member gives in this program. Because trust me, when you write the notes with your hand, it gets permanently ingrained in your memory as such. Also, if you maintain very good notes, it will facilitate the process of revision. Remember, every week, keep one day aside to revise whatever faculty member has taught over a period of last 1 week. Every month, keep one day aside to revise whatever you have learned over a period of last 1 month. Every quarter, keep one day aside to revise broadly what you have learned in the last quarter. So constant revision needs to be done, or else you will forget the concepts that you are learning during our classes. Now, our classes will be delivered with the help of handouts. Majority of the questions from the handout faculty members will do in class. Some questions they may give as homework. Your job is to finish those questions at home as soon as possible, preferably on the same day, because it will be fresh in your memory. You will be able to recollect the concepts discussed very comfortably. Then repeat everything that the faculty member has done in class again, because when you repeat everything, it will improve your speed. Now, once you have finished the handout, once you have mastered that handout, you will need additional practice. That additional practice you can gain with the help of basic study material booklets, popularly known as SM booklets. These SM booklets are available with you. They are available on your student homepage also. Please prepare questions from those booklets. Those will give you additional practice. Any question that you have not been able to solve on your own, you can always look at the solutions as a last resort. But remember, as a last resort, not initially. First, try it on your own. If you can get the answer on your own, nothing like it. It will boost your confidence. But unfortunately, if you have made a couple of attempts and still you didn't get the answer, as a last resort, have a look at solution and see how faculty member has solved that question and learn from that experience. So you have attended the class, you have repeated the handout, you have finished the homework question, then you went ahead with SM booklet, you did the questions from that topic from there also. Now your speed has improved. Now your confidence has increased. Now what should you do? On your student homepage, we have provided online sectional test. These online sectional tests will be of 3 difficulty levels. These tests, as the name itself suggests, they are sectional in nature. They pertain to one section only. They don't have all 3 sections, only one section. And they are of 3 difficulty levels. Start with foundation level test. Foundation level test, these are short and sweet tests. They are of the same difficulty level as basic study material or the handout that you have done in class. Same difficulty level will be maintained, and these are chapter-wise tests. Take them as a 3rd step. After the test gets over, solutions will be provided, your result will be shared. Any question that you have not been able to solve on your own, first try it again without looking at the solution. But after making that second attempt also, if you are unable to get the answer, as a last resort, have a look at the solutions that have been provided. Now, you start with foundation once. Do it for the first few weeks or few months. Once multiple chapters are over, then you proceed with intermediate level sectional tests. This will be more difficult than foundation, but less difficult than advanced. Take this test. This will have multiple chapters in it. Across the section, all the chapters will be tested. Take this test without fail. Again, same practice. After the test gets over, whichever questions that you have not been able to solve, look at the solutions. But before that, make a second attempt also. After second attempt, have a look at the solutions and see how faculty member has done it. Learn from it so that next time around, if you get a similar kind of question, you should be able to solve. Finally, few months before CAT exam, proceed to advanced level sectional tests. This will be almost on par with CAT exam difficulty level, so take it at the end as such. Again, same process. You don't get any answer, try it again on your own. Despite another attempt, if you don't get it, last resort would be to look at the solutions. But remember, these were sectional tests pertaining to one section. But now, we go to comprehensive testing called aimcats, All India Mock Cats. aimcats will be of two types. The first type I want to mention is self-administered aimcat. aimcat self-administered. On your student homepage, you will see aimcats. Next to an aimcat, if it is written as essay, it means it's a self-administered aimcat. What is meaning of self-administered? You will be able to write that aimcat whenever you feel like. 24/7 that aimcat will be available on your student homepage. You can appear for that aimcat, and remember, self-administered aimcat, you are not competing with others, you are just competing with your own self. TIME will not conduct it in a particular test window. You are allowed to write it whenever you feel like. But if you ask my advice as a teacher, I will encourage you to appear for aimcat self-administered only when you have covered almost the entire syllabus. When major chunk of syllabus is over, that's when you start taking aimcat self-administered. And write it with a lot of seriousness. When you sit down to write an aimcat self-administered, inform your family not to disturb you. You also switch on your mobile phone, have no distractions. Sit and take that aimcat self-administered with 100% seriousness. And once the exam gets over, as always, analyze your performance. See how many of them did you get right? Where are you struggling? Which kind of questions are troubling you? If needed, go back to those models and practice a little bit more. Wherever you feel your basics are lacking, your concepts are not clear, work on it again. If needed, take help of faculty members also. But work on it. This is aimcats which are self-administered. But other than this, we also have got regular aimcats. Now, what do we mean by regular aimcats? See, regular aimcats are those that TIME will conduct for all the students across TIME centers across India. TIME will conduct these exams, and all TIME students will appear for aimcats at the same time. That means at the same test window, they'll appear for the exam, and you will get to see where you stand with respect to competition. You will get overall percentile, you will get sectional percentile, you will get all India rank, you will also get city rank, you will get marks that you have scored. We will also tell you your accuracy percentage. Detailed analysis of your performance will be shared with you. Whenever you write aimcat, please spend at least few hours going through the analysis that TIME has shared and take corrective action wherever needed. Once you are done with aimcat, as always, whichever questions you have not been able to solve, try them again. Even after that, if you are unable to solve, have a look at a solution as a last resort. Don't miss any aimcats, friends. aimcats are backbone of your preparation. Never miss aimcat. Write every single aimcat without any exception. Some students, they say to me, sir, I am not prepared. I don't think I am ready for aimcats. Don't think like that. Write aimcat. Even if you're not ready, write it. If you're not confident, also write it. The reason you should write every single aimcat, friends, is it'll improve your stamina. Ability to concentrate for 2 hours will improve. Secondly, it'll expose your weaker areas. You will get to know where you lack, where you need to work more on. That awareness you will gain when you write aimcats. So never miss a single aimcat. Write every single one of them without exception. Now, to help you prepare for other exams apart from CAT, TIME will provide you with mocks for other exams called OMETs. For SNAP, for XAT, NMAT, etc. We will provide you with mock exams. Most of them will be take home. That means you can write it. These will be self-administered whenever you feel like you can write. Few we will conduct in terms of a test window where you get a chance to compete with others. But OMETs are very important because you may be writing other exams also. Apart from this, every month TIME will provide you with a magazine called MBA Education and Career Magazine. This magazine will give you rich inputs, quality inputs, especially pertaining to current affairs. Go through this magazine without fail. You will have a lot of inputs pertaining to current affairs. They will also include articles related to your preparation methodology, but make it a point to read this magazine because it will help you in 2 ways. Number one, the OMET exams. Major chunk of OMETs have got current affairs. XAT will have current affairs. MAT will have current affairs. CMAT will have current affairs. MyCat will have current affairs. So for these OMETs, this magazine will be very crucial. And secondly, remember, even when it comes to CAT-based colleges like IIMs, even though current affairs is not included in CAT, but once you go for your interviews, during essay writing, during group discussion, you definitely need to be prepared for current affairs. So this magazine will be very much instrumental in you converting your calls. Apart from that, TIME will conduct online chat sessions. These chat sessions will give you an opportunity to interact with faculty members of TIME from across India. Senior faculty members from across India will participate in these online chat sessions, and you will be able to seek our guidance with regard to variety of aspects. There will be a chat session on preparation tips for CAT. There will be a chat session on preparation tips for OMETs. There may be a chat session on B school selection. There may be a chat session which gets conducted after a particular OMET gets conducted. So variety of chat sessions will be conducted. The schedule of these chat sessions will be uploaded on your student homepage. As per your convenience, you can participate in these chat sessions and seek guidance from us. Finally, what else should you do? Apart from all this, you should make use of other resources that are there on your student homepage. This list is not the exhaustive list, right? Please go through the resources that are there on your student homepage carefully. For example, there are some inputs with regard to language skills, English skills. Go through those. Word of the day and so on will be there. Go through those as well. And make sure that you use all the resources that TIME provides properly. Other than that, read a lot. What should you read? Newspapers, English magazines, novels, both fiction and non-fiction. Read extensively, read blogs, read online articles, read extensively, my friend. Because when you read a lot, your reading speed will improve, your vocabulary improves, your comprehension ability improves. So variety of benefits will be there when you read a lot. And last but not the least, never get demotivated. This will also be a test of your attitude. There will be moments in this program where you will feel demotivated, where you will feel discouraged, where you will feel, "Arey yaar, it's not my cup of tea. I'm not able to do well in MCAT. My All India rank is not good." And sometimes, unfortunately, some of you will feel as if you should give up. That's the time you should recollect what we discussed in this class in the beginning half an hour, where I explained the advantages of making it to a premier business school of India. And when you do that, boys and girls, I'm sure you will regain that confidence and you will work hard towards your preparation. So, with this, I have come to the end of this class. On behalf of everybody at TIME, I welcome you to this program, and I wish, hope and pray that you will work hard and you will utilize the resources that TIME is offering to you properly. You will follow all the inputs of our entire team at TIME properly, and finally you will come out with flying colors, and you will realize your goal of making it to IIMs and other premier colleges. Thank you everyone for watching this session.